Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Amara's kitchen. Yes, today I'll be showing you guys how I make my delicious tomato sauce, also known as stew. Yes, so simple, so delicious. You will love this recipe, your guests will love this recipe. So guys, stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm just making little stew, so I'm using as little meat as possible. I'm using one whole hard chicken and cow meat. So I added my onions. I'm using half large chopped up onions, and I'll be adding some scotch bonnet pepper. That's 2 medium scotch bonnet pepper. I'm adding some garlic and some gingers, and to that I'll go ahead and add stock cube. So I'm using 1 stock cube and 1 star cube. So I'll go ahead and stir up everything together until they're well mixed or almost mixed. So once I have them mixed up as much as I can, I'll go ahead and cover the pot without adding any water at this point. Just cover that up and turn the stove on and let it simmer for 5 minutes. After good 5 minutes, as you can see, the meat has produced a lot of water on itself without me adding any water. So I went ahead and add enough water to level up the meat together and stir that up a little bit. And I'll go ahead and cover this back up and let it simmer for another 10 minutes. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead and steam all our veggies together. Here I have some tomatoes, fresh ripe tomatoes. I have half of the remaining large onions that I'm using to steam the meat, and I have some bell pepper, the orange one, the green one, and also the red bell pepper. And I'm adding 1 large sweet pepper. I'll go ahead and blend everything and simmer them until they dry. So checking back on the meat, it has been cooking for 10 minutes now and it's ready, very much ready to go. So I'll go ahead and set that aside while I keep simmering the meat, the tomato sauce. So here is the tomato sauce. It has been simmering for about 20 minutes now, and the water have dried up very well to the reasonable consistency that I want it to be. So it's time to start cooking the stew. So in a skillet pot, I'll add some vegetable oil. Use any vegetable oil of your choice. So I'll go ahead and add some fresh rosemary leaf from my garden. Yes, so these are the rosemary leaf I saved up in my freezer that I got from my garden last year. So I added half a teaspoon of thyme, some garlic, and some bell leaf and onions. So once everything, I let them cook for 2 minutes. So after 2 minutes, it smells so amazing, guys. I wish you can smell it. This helps smell so delicious. So I'm adding up the tomatoes that are already simmer dried. So they're no longer fresh at all. So all the fresh taste is no longer there. So I'll go ahead and stir up my stew properly. So guys, I'm adding 1 cup of my homemade tomato paste. So I don't know if you guys have seen the video of this tomato paste I made sometime last year. If you haven't checked that out, consider doing so. You can make your own tomato paste at home. So I'll go ahead and mix up everything together until they're well combined. Sometimes you can also use water to mix up your tomato paste before pouring them in, but that makes my stew to be a little bit watery, so I don't do that. So I'm adding half a teaspoon of curry powder. I'm using Lion brown, so you can use any brown of your choice, but I love that Lion. It tastes so good. So I'll be adding about half a teaspoon of nutmeg. 1 star cube. You can use any cube of your choice, any star cube, and I'm adding half a tablespoon of Benny. If you don't have Benny, you can use like chicken bouillon flavor. That's also acceptable. Once I add all the seasoning, I'll go ahead and stir this up very well. And the next, I'll be adding my meat. The already cooked meat. I'll go ahead and add that in, and I'll stir up everything together until they are well combined. So at this point, I'll go ahead and cover this meat so they can simmer very well until this taste of the sauce has penetrated into the meat. Everything has been marinated properly, each other, like, yes, they have been friends. So I'll go ahead and add my meat stock. Of course, the meat stock that I got from cooking the meat and the chicken. So once everything is well combined properly, I'll go ahead and cover this up again to cook for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, this is what it looks like. I have to give it a taste if I need salt or pepper or anything. So at this point, I think I need a little bit of salt. So you can add more pepper, like Cameroon pepper, Scotch bonnet pepper. You can add whatever you want to your own taste at this point, but mine is fine. So just to finishing touch, just add some slices of tomatoes and some slices of onions as well. I'll go ahead and stir everything up very well. Once everything is combined properly, I will just let them simmer for just 1 minute, nothing more than that, and the stew is ready. So at this point, you can go ahead and turn your stove off. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider clicking on that subscription button. So it's looking so delicious and it smells so good in my kitchen right now. Go ahead and turn your stove off. The stew is ready. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye and subscribe.